The moon hung low over the thick canopies of the Benin kingdom, its silver light spilling over the land like a watchful guardian. Shadows twisted and danced across the clay walls of the Oba's palace as the deep, resonant drum beats echoed into the night. The air, thick with the scent of burning incense and the murmur of expectation, grew still when the revered seer, Osazi, stepped out from the sacred shrine. A hush fell over the gathered crowd. Osazi, wrapped in flowing white robes, raised his hands to the heavens, his weathered face unreadable. Even the wind seemed to hold its breath. A child will be born under the gaze of the crescent moon, his voice rang out, rich and commanding. She will not be a servant to men, but a shield to her people. In the shadow of war, she will bring light, yet her path shall be marked by sacrifice. A ripple of unease coursed through the assembled elders. A woman, destined to lead. The very notion defied the order of their world. Yet no one dared challenge the words of the seer. Weeks passed, and in a quiet village on the kingdom's outskirts, a baby's first cries pierced the night beneath the crescent moon's glow. Her mother, Idia, cradled her close, sensing the weight of unseen forces surrounding her newborn. She will be called Idia, Idia whispered, pressing a kiss to the child's brow. From the beginning, Idia was different. While other children ran wild in the fields, she sat beneath the great Iroko tree, wide-eyed as her grandfather recounted tales of warriors and kings. Her mind was sharp, her spirit restless. This child, Idia murmured to her husband, Oka, a humble herbalist, she is meant for more than this quiet life. At 8 years old, Idia's world changed forever. One fateful night, the village was set upon by raiders. Flames devoured homes. Screams tore through the darkness. Hidden in the shadows, Idia watched, trembling, as everything she knew was reduced to ashes. When dawn broke over the smoldering ruins, she stood silent. No tears fell. Only a quiet, unshakable resolve remained. She would never be powerless again. Years passed, and whispers of Idia's sharp mind and fearless heart spread through the village. While other girls were taught to weave and cook, she learned the secrets of healing from her father and the art of combat from those willing to teach her in secret. But fate had more in store. During the grand festival at the Oba's palace, Idia's unrelenting curiosity led her past the palace guards and into the heart of nobility. The splendor of the royal court should have overwhelmed her, but she walked its halls as if she belonged. And then, destiny revealed itself. A voice, rich with amusement, broke through the festival's din. A village girl with the audacity to trespass into the Oba's palace. Who are you? She turned to find herself face to face with Prince Esegi, heir to the throne. His sharp eyes studied her, filled with intrigue rather than anger. Idia met his gaze, her chin lifting. Perhaps I am the girl who will save your kingdom one day. A slow smile curved Esegi's lips. Then I should be grateful for the intrusion. As laughter and music swirled around them, an unseen force seemed to bind their fates together. Meanwhile, in the depths of the palace, Osazi once again stood before the Oba, his expression unreadable. The warrior queen's rise will shake the foundations of the kingdom, he warned. Guard her, but do not stand in her way. She is both shield and sword. And so, the prophecy unfolded. The journey had begun. The scent of rain lingered in the air as Idia hurried back to her village, her heart still pounding from the encounter at the palace festival. Prince Esegi's words echoed in her mind, leaving her both exhilarated and uneasy. Had she been too bold? Would her defiance bring consequences? Yet, unknown to her, Esegi himself had been equally captivated, drawn to the fire in her spirit. Weeks passed, and the kingdom trembled with unease. Whispers of an impending invasion from the neighboring Egola kingdom spread like wildfire. Villagers reinforced their homes, warriors sharpened their blades, and fear tightened its grip on the land. Idia's father, Oka, was summoned to the palace to supply healing herbs for the warriors. Stay vigilant, Idia, her mother, Idia, warned as she packed bundles of food. "These are dangerous times. We cannot afford to lose you." But danger was already at their doorstep. One moonless night, Egola scouts slipped into the village, striking like unseen vipers. The attack was swift and brutal. Fires erupted, screams tore through the air, and chaos reigned. Their home was among the first targeted. As shadows moved against the glow of burning huts, Idwo threw herself over Idia's younger brother, shielding him from a raider's blade. A cry of pain escaped her lips as she fell. Something inside Idia snapped. Moving with instinct honed through years of secret training, she grabbed a sharpened stick, her only weapon, and lunged. The raider staggered back, clutching his wounded arm as she stood her ground between him and her family. The moment stretched, heavy with danger, but before he could strike again, the sound of approaching warriors sent the invaders fleeing into the night. By dawn, the village lay in ruins. Oka returned to find his home smoldering, his wife wounded but alive, and his daughter no longer just a girl, she had become something more. Word of Idia's bravery spread quickly, reaching the palace. Prince Eseji wasted no time in summoning her family, though the invitation came under the guise of rewarding Oka for his service. The grand audience hall loomed around Idia as she stood before the royal court. Nobles whispered, their expressions a mix of curiosity and disapproval. A village girl in the presence of kings and warriors. It was unthinkable. Prince Eseji leaned forward, studying her. "Your actions saved lives, Idia. Tell me, how does a village girl learn such courage?" She met his gaze without flinching. "Courage is not learned, my prince. It is a choice we make when there is no other option." Murmurs rippled through the court, some in admiration, others in shock. The Oba, Eseji's father, lifted a hand, commanding silence. "Courage is valuable," he said, his deep voice steady, "but wisdom must temper it. Young girl, your place is not on the battlefield. Remember that." Idia bowed in respect, but her heart burned at the dismissal. Eseji, however, saw what others did not. Later, as the palace's golden gardens whispered in the evening breeze, he approached her. "Do you ever wish for a life beyond these walls of tradition?" he asked. Idia's eyes gleamed with quiet defiance. "Every day. But wishing changes nothing. Action does." Their words lingered in the night air, unspoken understanding passing between them. Yet there was no time for dreams, the kingdom was on the brink of war. That evening, scouts returned with dire news: the Egola forces were massing for a full-scale invasion. The War Council convened in urgency, their voices clashing in debate. Attack or defend? Caution or retaliation? Eseji proposed a bold strategy: to infiltrate the Egola camp and gather intelligence, but no warrior stepped forward. Then, a voice cut through the tense silence. "If knowledge is power, then someone must seek it," Idia declared, stepping forward. "I will go." Gasps filled the chamber. An elder scoffed. "This is no task for a girl." Eseji, however, merely smiled. "Then perhaps we should stop underestimating her." After much protest, the council reluctantly agreed. That night, Idia's journey as a warrior began. Disguised as a humble trader, she slipped into the Egola encampment. Fires crackled, voices muttered in the darkness, and armed guards patrolled every corner. Her heart pounded, but she listened carefully, memorizing their battle plans and numbers. Yet, as she moved through the camp, fate turned against her. A warrior from the village raid recognized her face. The chase was instant. She darted through the camp, weaving between tents, breath tight in her chest. The warrior's shouts grew closer, but she was faster, her mind sharper. Just as they closed in, she used the shadows to her advantage, slipping into the darkness and escaping with stolen documents in hand. By dawn, she had returned to the palace. The stolen intelligence shifted the tide of war, earning her both admiration and enemies. That night, as warriors readied for battle, the seer Osazi appeared unbidden at her family's doorstep. "Your path has begun, child of the crescent moon," he murmured. "But every victory will demand a sacrifice. Are you prepared for what is to come?" Idia did not hesitate. "I am." As the war drums thundered across the kingdom, she stood beneath the crescent moon, her resolve unshaken. The battle that would define the future of Benin had begun. The kingdom of Benin was a hive of activity as warriors sharpened their weapons and the palace strategist mapped out plans for the impending war. Idia stood among the healers, grinding herbs into poultices for the wounded yet to come. But her mind was restless. Prince Eseji sought her out in the infirmary, his expression a mixture of determination and concern. "Eseji, you brought us the intelligence we needed. The council is impressed. They are speaking of you." Idia, dryly, "And how many are calling for my banishment for stepping outside a woman's place?" Eseji, chuckling, "A few. But your courage has silenced most." As they spoke, the palace steward entered with urgent news. Scouts reported an unexpected shift in the Egola army's position. They had moved closer, aiming for a surprise attack at dawn. In the war council that followed, Idia, still considered an outsider, lingered in the shadows to listen. She couldn't contain herself when one of the generals proposed an ill-advised frontal assault. Idia, stepping forward, "That will play into their hands. They'll anticipate it." "General, and what does a girl know of warfare?" "Eseji, enough to have saved our lives already. Let her speak." Idia outlined an alternative strategy, using her knowledge of the enemy's camp layout to propose a flanking maneuver. Though skeptical, the council agreed to try her plan. "Oba, this is your chance to prove yourself, girl. If your plan fails, it will cost us dearly." Idia, bowing, "It will not fail, my king." Under the cover of darkness, a small contingent of warriors led by Eseji executed Idia's plan. Idia accompanied them, dressed in the garb of a healer but carrying a hidden dagger. Her nerves were still, her senses sharp as they crept through the dense forest toward the Egola encampment. Tension built as they approached the camp. The faint glow of fires illuminated the enemy's ranks. Idia's heart pounded when an Egola scout stumbled upon their group. Eseji quickly dispatched him, but the sound risked alerting others. Idia, whispering, "We need to move now. Delay will cost us everything." The group split into two. Eseji led one team to create a diversion, while Idia's team targeted the enemy's supply lines. Using fire and sabotage, they created chaos in the camp, forcing the Egola forces into disarray. As the group retreated, the Egola forces regrouped quicker than anticipated. Idia found herself cornered by an enemy warrior, his spear poised to strike. Time slowed as she faced the specter of death. But just as the spear lunged, Eseji appeared, intercepting the blow with his sword. Eseji, panting, "You owe me one." Idia, grinning, "I never asked for your help." Their escape was harrowing, but they returned to the palace as heroes. The Egola army, now weakened and disorganized, retreated. The Oba summoned Idia to the royal court the next morning. She entered the grand hall to find nobles and warriors alike murmuring about her role in the victory. The Oba's gaze was unreadable as he addressed her. "Oba, your plan succeeded. The enemy has fled, and the kingdom owes you its gratitude. But gratitude does not absolve you of your boldness." "Idia, with respect, my king, I acted only to serve Benin." The court erupted in mixed reactions, some applauded her humility, while others whispered dissent. The Oba raised a hand, silencing the room. "Oba, you are bold, girl. Perhaps too bold. But boldness has its uses." Though Idia left the court with her head high, she knew her growing influence had made her enemies within the palace. That evening, Eseji found Idia in the palace gardens. Their shared experiences had forged a bond neither could ignore. They sat under the ancient oba tree, its sprawling branches casting shadows in the moonlight. Sag, you're not like anyone I've ever met, Idia. You see the world differently, and it's inspiring. Idia, and you're not what I expected of a prince. You listen. That's rare. Their conversation grew softer, more personal. For a moment, the weight of the world lifted as they allowed themselves to simply be. In the Egola camp, a shadowy figure entered the Egola king's tent. It is revealed that a powerful mercenary group has joined forces with the Egola, bringing with them dark magic and an ominous new threat. Egola king, destroy Benin and its warrior queen. Leave nothing behind. The victory over the Egola forces brought a brief respite to the kingdom of Benin. The people celebrated with drumming, dancing, and feasting, their spirits lifted by the courage of the warriors. Yet, for Idia, the triumph felt fleeting. She wandered the bustling market, where merchants sang praises of Idia the Brave. She noticed eyes following her, not all of them admiring. A whisper of unease coiled in her chest. In the royal palace, the war council met again. While some praised Idia's rule, others voiced dissent. Elder Ogbil, a woman in the war council, sets a dangerous precedent. Today it is a village girl, tomorrow, the court will be overrun with ambition disguised as courage. Sag, firmly, her actions saved the kingdom. Would you rather we had fallen? Ogbil, perhaps we will still have victory without inviting disorder into tradition. The Oba listened in silence, his expression inscrutable. Oba, enough. This debate serves no purpose. Idia's role is not in question. Focus on the enemy that still threatens our borders. Though the Oba's words silenced the room, Idia could sense the divide growing among the council. Late that night, Idia sat by the moonlit palace garden, sharpening a dagger. Sag approached quietly, his usual charm replaced by solemnity. Sag, the council is restless. Some fear you, others envy you. I worry they will move against you. Idia, let them try. I face dangers in the forest, palace whispers do not scare me. Sag, be careful, Idia. Enemies who wear smiles are the most dangerous. Their conversation was interrupted by Osazi, the seer, who appeared unannounced. His presence was like a chill in the air. Osazi, the shadows grow deeper, child of the crescent moon. Not all battles are fought with weapons. Prepare yourself. In the Egola camp, the mercenary leader, Ohen, stood before the Egola king. His tall, gaunt frame and piercing eyes gave him an otherworldly presence. His reputation as a master of dark magic preceded him. Egola king, can you do what my warriors could not? Ohen, smirking, I will not only destroy Benin but break their warrior queen. Let her courage crumble, and the kingdom will follow. Ohen's plan involved more than brute force. He sent spies into Benin to sow discord, spreading false rumors and inciting rebellion among the kingdom's outer provinces. The first signs of Ohen's influence appeared in the marketplace. Whispers spread of a curse on Idia, claiming her boldness had angered the gods and brought misfortune upon Benin. Idia overheard these rumors as she passed through the market. Her presence silenced the whispers, but the tension was palpable. She confronted a merchant who averted his eyes nervously. Idia, speak plainly. What lies are being spread about me? Merchant, it is said, my lady, that your victories are unnatural. That you draw power from dark forces. Idia's jaw tightened. She knew these rumors were planted, but their impact was undeniable. The tension reached a boiling point when a trusted palace guard was caught attempting to poison Idia's food. The guard, under interrogation, confessed to being bribed by unknown agents. In the court, Idia stood before the Oba and the council, her anger barely contained. Idia, this is no accident. Our enemies are among us, feeding on our fear and distrust. If we do not act now, they will destroy us from within. Ogbil, perhaps these enemies are drawn to you, girl. The seer warned us that your rise would bring turmoil. Esegi, furious enough. This suspicion is madness. The Oba silenced the room. Oba, Idia speaks truth. There is treachery among us. Esegi, you will lead an investigation. Leave no stone unturned. That night, Idia returned to her family's home to find it ransacked. Her younger brother, Igo, had been taken. A note scrawled in blood-red ink was pinned to the wall. The warrior queen must fall. Idia fell to her knees, grief and rage intertwining. Her mother, Idwo, placed a trembling hand on her shoulder. Idwo, they seek to break you, my child. Do not let them. Idia, through clenched teeth, they will regret this. Every single one of them. At the palace, Idia convened with Esegi and a small group of trusted allies. Her voice was steady but laced with fury. Idia, they have made this personal. I will find my brother, and I will make them pay. Esegi, you will not do this alone. We fight together. Idia, then we must move swiftly. The longer we wait, the more power they gain. The group devised a plan to track the spies and uncover their connections to the Egola and Ohen. Idia's resolve burned brighter than ever, but the weight of the coming battles pressed heavily on her shoulders. In the Egola camp, Ohen, surrounded by swirling shadows, performs a dark ritual. Through a pool of enchanted water, he sees Idia's face and speaks ominously. Ohen, come, warrior queen. Let us see how brave you truly are when faced with the darkness within. The shadows coil tighter, and the screen fades to black endless darkness. Idia sat at her mother Idwo's feet in the dimly lit family home. The room smelled of burning herbs as Idwo prepared a protective charm for her daughter. Idwo, softly, you carry the weight of an entire kingdom on your shoulders. But I fear for you, my child. Idia, fear has no place in this fight, mother. They have my brother. They will pay for what they've done. Idwo, revenge is a fire. It burns the enemy, but it can consume you too. Idia, this is not just about revenge. It's about justice, for Igo, for Benin, for all of us. Idwo handed Idia the charm, her eyes glistening with tears. Idwo, take this. It will guard you against some evils, though not all. The greatest battles are fought here. She placed a hand over Idia's heart. Esegi and Idia led their small team of warriors through the dense forest surrounding Benin. They had tracked the spies to an abandoned village near the river. As they approached the ruins, the air grew colder, and an unnatural silence enveloped the area. Esegi, whispering, something feels wrong. Idia, stay alert. They know we are coming. Suddenly, the group was ambushed by masked fighters. The clash of swords and the cries of battle echoed through the forest. Idia moved with precision, her blade cutting through the attackers. Esegi fought by her side, their movements synchronized like a deadly dance. As the dust settled, one of the masked fighters lay alive, wounded but defiant. Idia, pressing her blade to his throat, who sent you? Where is my brother? Spy, smacking, you'll never reach him. The shadows are already upon you. Before Idia could demand more, the man beat down on something hidden in his mouth and collapsed, lifeless. Searching the bodies of the fallen, Idia's team discovered a crude map marked with strange symbols. Osazi, the seer, was summoned to the palace to interpret it. Osazi examined the map under the flickering light of an oil lamp. His expression darkened as he traced the symbols with his fingers. Osazi, this is not an ordinary map. These markings are tied to dark magic, binding spells, sacrifices, and a portal. Idia, a portal to where? Osazi, a place between worlds. A place of shadows. If they've taken your brother there, the rescue will not be of this realm alone. The room fell silent, the weight of his words heavy in the air. Meanwhile, in the court, Elder Ogbil and his faction stirred unrest. They painted Idia's growing influence as a danger to tradition, claiming her use of unnatural means to achieve victory was inviting ruin upon Benin. Ogbil, this girl defies the gods, and now darkness spreads across our land. We must restore order before she drags us all into the abyss. Noble woman, challenging, and what order do you suggest, Ogbil? Surrender to the Egola. Let their mercenaries destroy us. The debate grew heated. The Oba, weary of the infighting, raised his voice. Oba, enough. While you bicker, our enemies grow stronger. Idia fights for this kingdom. Can any of you claim to have done as much? Though silenced for the moment, Ogbil's dissent continued to fester, spreading doubt among the court and the people. With Osazi's guidance, Idia and Eseji prepared to enter the realm of shadows. The seer performed a ritual at the edge of the forest, drawing symbols into the earth and chanting incantations in a language older than the kingdom itself. As the portal opened, a chilling wind swept through, carrying whispers and shadows that seemed to have lives of their own. Eseji, uneasy, this doesn't feel right. Idia, we don't have a choice. Igo is in there. We have to save him. Steeling themselves, they stepped through the portal into a world unlike any they had known, a place where the sky was a swirling abyss, and the ground pulsed with an eerie light. Inside the shadow realm, Idia and Eseji found themselves in a labyrinth of twisting paths and shifting walls. The air was thick with tension, each step echoing ominously. They encountered illusions designed to prey on their deepest fears. Eseji saw visions of his father disappointed in him, while Idia faced the ghostly forms of fallen warriors accusing her of leading them to their deaths. Eseji, none of this is real. Focus, Idia. They are trying to break us. Idia, clenching her fist, they'll have to try harder. Drawing strength from their bond, they pushed forward, determined to find Igo. At the heart of the labyrinth, they found Igo chained to a dark altar. Ohen stood before him, chanting a spell that caused the shadows to writhe and converge around the boy. Ohen, mockingly, the warrior queen and her loyal prince. You're just in time to witness the end of your line. Idia, drawing her blade, you've made a grave mistake, Ohen. Ohen, have I? Or have you, by stepping into my world? A fierce battle ensued, with Ohen wielding dark magic to summon shadow creatures. Idia and Eseji fought valiantly, but the odds seemed insurmountable. As Ohen's power grew, her mother's words echoed in Idia's mind, the greatest battles are fought here. She realized she had to outsmart Ohen, not overpower him. Idia noticed that Ohen's magic was tied to the altar. She signaled Eseji, and together they launched a daring assault on its foundation. As the altar crumbled, the shadows around Ohen weakened. Idia, taunting, your power isn't your own, Ohen. You're nothing without it. Ohen, snarling, you will regret those words. In a final, desperate attack, Idia plunged her blade into the altar's core, unleashing a blinding light that shattered the shadow realm. As the portal began to collapse, Idia and Eseji freed Igo and escaped back to the real world. The boy was weak but alive, his eyes filled with gratitude and fear. Igo, softly, I knew you would come for me. Idia, holding him close always, Igo. Always. Back in Benin, they were hailed as heroes, but Idia knew the fight was far from over. Ohen had been weakened, not defeated, and his alliance with the Egola still loomed. Ohen, standing in the ruins of the Shadow Realm, his eyes burning with hatred, declared, "This isn't over, warrior queen. I will see you fall." Thank you for listening. If you have enjoyed our story, please like and comment your most inspiring thoughts below in the comment section. Do not forget to subscribe to support our channel and be the first to be notified on our next release. Until our next exciting episode from African Myths and Folklores, keep shining and enjoy your time. Thank you.